Hello everyone, Professor Valerio Mori Ubaldini here, head instructor at Gracie Barra Overland Park, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Kansas. With me today, Kai. We're going to demonstrate a very good technique starting from one of the best position Jiu-Jitsu. It's going to be the full mount. Let's check it out. So, starting from one of the best positions, we know that to start attacking or controlling, we must establish a good control first. So, how I need to move myself. I want to, number one, have a good base, spreading my base with my hands wide open to don't allow my partner or opponent to making control on top of my arms. So, wide base. Now, chest to chest is a part of our body need to be connected, but right now, I'm not full connected yet. Why? I can do a better job with my legs especially. So, to put even more pressure on top of my partner, I want to move my feet as a hook. So I want to slide my feet, 1 and 2. Now it's going to become a better connection. But to be even more strong, I always like to move my knees off the ground. So from here to establish a good position, to get the points, to don't let the person be able to turn me around and working his sweeps. I want to move my knees off the ground and move all my weight down. See, if I pass my hand underneath my knee, there is a little bit of space. Now we can count. 1, 2, 3, we got the points. We are sure that we can start beating our attacks correctly because we don't give space. Now, in order to attack arms or neck, what I need to do is to always like to grow my position. I want to climb my legs. So, if you just posturing up and move your knees, my partner can easily shrink back, working on his shoulder, for example. So in order to be the one, only the one that is gonna climb, I always like to use my hands on top of his head. So number one, it's gonna be a good control to don't let him slide back. Number two, you put already more pressure on top of the face of your partner. That's not good in jiu-jitsu. Whenever you start to not breathing right, the person on the bottom start to panic, start to commit mistakes. So I wanna be here, 1, 2. Now, one at a time, I want to slide my knee. I want to move 1 and 2. Whenever you guys are arriving into this position, I want to make sure, number one, to gain more space underneath his elbows on both sides. Detail is going to be my heels. My heels needs to close and be really in front on top of the hips of my partner. Now, we do have a good control. I can become even heavier. So from here, one of the ways that I like to be heavy is to spread my base out and push myself, push my hips down. So I'm gonna open my base and be heavy on top of my partner. Remember, in Jiu-Jitsu, be heavy is not being rude, okay? So especially white belt, sometimes I don't want to be heavy, I'm sorry to the partner. Don't sorry, be heavy is good, okay? You help your partner to let him understand how the real works is, right? If you're in a competition, your partner will not be sorry, or vice versa. And sometimes I can hear as well, I do that only in competition, in between, on the mat, in between teammates, I don't do that. But how can you be, sure to put the right amount of pressure to work your weight right, properly, if you are not trained in sessions of the thing or in class? So make sure from now on, if you want to help your partner, help him understand how to put the right weight. And if you can get better, ask your partner, am I putting the right amount of weight? Can I do better? You can help each other. So start from now, from the really beginning, to put weight, okay? So I'm gonna put my weight in. Now, we can either attack arms, shoulder, or neck. I'm gonna show you today a variation of a bow and arrow choke, okay? So to do that, I need to make my grips with my hands. Most likely, we always have a weak side and a strong side. For me, the strongest side is my right hand. What I want to do first is making a grip with my weak hand. If you guys go, straight with the side you want, it's especially hard because his hands are close to his neck. So it's gonna be hard for me to make a grip. Number two, let's say I'm able to make the grip, right? Even if I make the grip, do it for the position of the uniform that is tied, plus my weight on his body. The uniform is tight, so I don't have a lot of space in between the collar and his chest. What I need to do, use my weak hand to make grip. And you will feel that, again, do it for the position that because I'm sitting on top, I don't have a good space. So just for a frame of second, the time you need, I want to lift on the same side my knee off the ground. I want to pull the lapel out and now bring my knee back. As you can see, we gain more space. Now, even if we already know, because I just said they're gonna show the bow and arrow, at the very beginning, you want to start, bite one of a fish and try a choke first, okay? Because once you guys have one hand, at least one hand on the collar, you guys, have different options. You might go for the cross choke. You might be from, a variation of the cross choke. might gonna attack his arm. You never know, right? So at the very beginning, in my mind, always have the cross choke. Then something will change. And I'm gonna show you, where at what point I'm gonna change my mind, and instead of going for the normal cross choke from the armbar, I want to really go for the bow arrow, right? So I open, I go 4 fingers inside. My goal is to go with my wrist taking the form of his neck. This means that the more my hand will go towards the mat, the more my palm will need to face up. Do not have your palm facing the outside, because you're gonna create space in between your wrist and his neck. So 4 fingers inside, I'm gonna go all the way. Stop only whenever your fist will be on the mat. Function of your left side, of your left hand. I want obviously to open to create more space. Once my right hand goes through, my left hand start to pull. The more you will pull, the more you reduce the space, and the tight will be the position. So I'm gonna pull and stop right here. Now, the thing about starting a cross choke is that you are attacking, but in the same time, you are vulnerable on the side you attack, because I don't have a point of control. So what I always like is to prevent the possible bridge of my partner. I know that if my partner goes to bridge, he will bridge in that way. So I want from here put more weight on top of my partner, right here. So if you guys want to go for the cross choke, this is what you need to do. I wanna move on the outside and prevent the position. But let's say that person on the bottom is recognize what you want. So as soon as you want to go for the choke, he has one chance to stop my pressure on his neck. He will move like a sheep in the head. He will move one arm in between my arm and his neck. So look, as soon as I go here, more likely, if somebody wants to stop a choke, this is the right way. I cannot put pressure on his neck now. Now, let's see first what the person on the bottom might have in mind. So if somebody is in this position, this is a perfect time for him to recover a better position. If somebody's in a bottom full mount, the best position, at least, is the half guard. So we'll try to push my knee in between his legs, turn, face me, recover a good position. Common mistake for who is on top. It's a big mistake, guys, to keep holding a control whenever the position is evolving. So again, in my mind, I have an attack from the full mount. If you guys are not predicting the movement of your partner, look, I'm already with the same grip, but in a different position. What is the difference? Is that right now, my back is exposed. If you want, you can hug, you can gain the second hook, and we are in a bad spot. See? So, in Jiu-Jitsu, we are obviously, a good athlete, a good practitioner is the one that is able to hold, make it strength when needed, hold the positions, but also predict the movements and use the strength or the mobility of the opponent or the partner in our advantage. So I want to use his movements to move as well. So whenever you have in mind a position, let's say your plan A is the choke, right? Whenever the position is evolving and it's changing, it's good to move to plan B. You always can move back to the plan A, but you have to have at least a plan B. So once you guys are here, he's defending. I know that it's hard to push. I'm gonna give him the chance to turn. I wanna help him to move more. So I want to make two things. I wanna create space completely in between his elbow or his hand and my leg. So I wanna move my knee off the ground and I will pull him, help him to go on the side. So look, I'm gonna start the movement. I wanna help him. But as you can see, I grow the position with my knee behind him and I stay close with my chest on top of his shoulder. Now, from here, I'm gonna show you guys as well in a different angle in a little while, okay? Right now, maintaining this type of angle, my knee is off the ground and my heel is just in front of his belly. I still have the control of the collar. My partner or opponent on the bottom is stuck. He cannot turn on his belly because of my right foot. He cannot turn towards me because of my chest and on my knee. So he's pretty stuck. We have different solutions from here. But what I'm going to show you guys today is a variation of the bow and arrow. Okay? So look at this. Instead of insisting with his collar, number one, whenever you guys are attacking a choke or a submission, wherever it is, you want to neutralize in advantage his next possibilities, at the way to defend. So what I want to do, I want to focus on his far side. I use my right hand to control his arm, and I want to keep his arm pinned on the mat. I have the advantage of the position. I can push his arm easily towards the ground. Once you guys doing this, I want to move my right foot that was in front of his belly. I want to move my foot on top of his arm. I'm going to kill already one hand. Now I can now focus more on the variation of the choke. I want to start to use my lapel, the farthest one, and I will open completely outside. As I want to use my own lapel to attack, I want to making sure to fold my lapel. So don't just pass the lapel like this. I want to, number one, open as much as I can. I need more lapel as possible. When I start to fold, now will be like a punch in the mat. I want to punch through the space in between his chest and his wrist. So I have it closed. I want to punch through, and I need to move the control from my right hand to my left, controlling really tight on his neck. The goal of this position is, number one, to stay close. Number two, keep your left elbow close. I'm neutralizing the way to defend on his left side. What about his right? I want to shoot my arm in between his chest and his arm. I want to open, moving his arm on top of my leg. And I want to control the pants. Now, variation of the choke. I don't need, as an armbar movement, I don't need to move my left leg over his shoulder. What I need to do, I want to slide my knee in between my arm and his neck. So I'm going to make the grip on his outside of the pants, and I look up, bringing my knee up. When I start to pull, from here, bow and arrow movements. I'm going to lean back, pull my hands towards me. Look at this. Let go whenever you part the attack, okay? So let's do one more time without explication because we talk too much. But let's see how we can do this in practice in a full motion, okay? So starting from the bottom. My partner is on the bottom, we start on top. Let's go through all these steps without talking, okay? So guys, hope you guys enjoy this technique, this variation. Be free to send me a message or comment below. Don't forget as well to subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Let me know what you guys think, okay? And hope you guys enjoy and you will try in your next training.